Well, designers and manufacturers work very hard coming up with toys that capture a kid's attention. Many toys on the market, though, don't meet the needs of all kids. There is a company that is focused on children with special needs you should know about. PlayAbilityToys. It works with special needs families and professionals to come up with these toys and produce them. They're necessary. And the company founder and president, Bud Fraze, joins me now with a couple of the toys. And you say this all started with a little boy named Jacob?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about the story.
Jacob's mother called me on the telephone and asked me if I would design a ball for her blind 18-month-old son. And she gave me a list of engineering requirements. The ball had to be lightweight and couldn't hurt anything if it, if it ran into anything. I told her there were balls like that made sounds already.
That's the first thing you'd think.
Yeah. And what happened? She said, no. He gets the batteries out and he sucks on the batteries and you can't shut it off. And anyway, so the ball couldn't have any electronics. I used to race sailboats and spinnaker cloth. It was very noisy. So after about 3 or 4 months of throwing papers and sketching and everything else, I finally came up with this ball, and you can bounce it.
And you have 3 different sizes.
And Helen Keller got wind of this and asked me to come back with this ball. The original ball had toy colors like you'd imagine a ball would have. And Helen Keller then said, no, it needs to be red, black, and white because of the contrasting colors for kids with limited vision.
Special needs.
Yeah, special needs. So I went back there, and when I was back there, this teacher took the ball and threw it into a room full of kids. And anyway, they ran right to the ball. And I was just flabbergasted. I was amazed. And that was kind of a turning point. Mostly I work on satellites and aircraft and spacecraft. Right. So now all of a sudden I had this ball.
This is your love. So tell me, at what point did you realize, wow, I think I have a business here? Was it when Helen Keller?
No, actually, everybody told me to stay out of the special needs toy business. They said, there really wasn't really a market, and mostly the toys were there were what they call adaptive toys, where they'll take a ball and they'll use it for special needs, but there was never anything designed specifically for special needs kids. So this was kind of a first. And what amazed me was that we kept, I was helping a friend design toys, and I kept getting orders for the ball, and so then all of a sudden it began to roll, and I thought, well, maybe there is a business here. And
what you do is you interact with parents, and that's how you get the new ideas, right?
Right. We don't, I don't go into a room someplace and scratch my head and think, well, what do I think of next? What happens is usually a therapist or a teacher, like down at Arizona School for the Deaf and Blind, or there was a woman up in Reno, Nevada that worked with autistic kids, and that's how Buddy came about. We ran into her at a conference, and she was looking for a toy to work with autistic children to draw them out. They call it a bubble. And so anyway, she gave a list of engineering specifications for the dog. She said it had to have a vest with contrasting colors again. The textures were right. It has a little, for instance, you'd never notice it, but there's a little patch here with Velcro, because some autistic children love to rub the Velcro.
Let me ask you a little bit about this, though. PlayAbilityToys, you didn't start in Tucson, but you moved here. You moved this company to Tucson. Why Tucson?
I've always liked Tucson. My dad brought me down here in 1958, and I always thought it was a neat place. And my wife wanted to retire, and we were looking for a place to move to, and we came down here and we were building a house. And on the way to the airport, coming back, I thought, gosh, that's right, there's an Arizona School for the Deaf and Blind. And I had some toys with me, so I stopped in, and I met this really neat teacher, Vicki Noom-Kenna, and I gave her these toys. And so she and I kept up this email going back and forth, and so I immediately said, well, boy, Tucson is a great place to put the toy company.
And here you are.
Yeah, what's wonderful is the people in Tucson that helped me, though, the Desert Angels, Arizona Center for Innovation.
That's the thing about Tucson. Everybody comes together to help out.
It is, and it's just, the Tucson is encouraging small businesses. There's an atmosphere here that encourages small businesses to start. University of Arizona, Eller School for Business, all of those people got behind this company and helped put it here.
Well, we'll continue to follow you. I know you're on Facebook and the internet, I know. So PlayAbilityToys.
PlayAbilityToys.
Bud Fraze, thanks so much for coming on and telling us the history. Very cool and interesting. All right.